All right, just quick injury update. Rock will be out and Matt Adams will be out. Jack was a full participant today. He'll be questionable. We'll see how he responds, over the next 24, 48 hours. But he was full today and he'll be questionable. Good week of practice. Looking forward, to playing up against a Jets opponent who we have a lot of respect for. Defensively, they're very multiple. And, we need to be ready to go. This team can make you look bad on offense because of the multiple things that they do. So we got to be sharp. We got to come out sharp. We got to play physical. And we really have to be in tune. Our defense against their offense, Adam, I got a lot of respect for Adam Gase. He's a really smart football mind. They'll have a good mix of run and pass. They got really good schemes, good players. So they're looking to get things going. So we gotta tune in and focus on what we do. And then special teams, we just talked to the guys about do your job. Let's just everybody do your job and we'll make the plays that we need to make in this game.
All right, Stephen Holder.
Hey, Frank, kind of maybe random question, but, coaches talk a lot about hitting yardage all the time. And I think we've seen some instances of it recently, like Naheem on the punt return the other day, for example, maybe should have been a fair catch, right? But my point is, how much do you track that? I know every team evaluates it in different ways, but how much do you track that? And do you find there's consistency in how it impacts outcomes of games?
Yeah, we track it very hard. Really hard. And every Tuesday when we go over the game film, I present to the team what our hidden yardage was for the game. Did we win or lose? Like, for instance, week 1, I think we won the hidden yardage by +1. Last week, we were like +117. So we look hard at that. That was a big Bill Parcells thing, right? Bill Parcells used to have this formula that every 70 yards of hidden yardage was 7 points. And when you look at it over the years, it actually is pretty true. Obviously the man knows what he's talking about. So like plays like Naheem made last week that you're alluding to, Stephen, is a massive play. There was one other example of that in the game. They had a punt that they downed inside the 5 that they had a legal touch. They have to re-kick it. So instead of getting the ball at the 6-yard line, we got it at the 35-yard line. That's a massive play in the game. So very important to us.
Kevin Bowen.
Hey, Frank, I've got two. First one, I think I saw a note where you guys are the only team in the league without a 3-and-out so far offensively. How much pride do you take in that?
Are you trying to jinx this?
I don't believe in jinxes.
No, I don't either. Although it's funny, I did not know that. So I have felt that, but what was the question? Now you got me all flustered.
Just how much pride do you take in that? Obviously, sustaining drives, time of possession probably speaks for itself.
It's a big deal, right? Because here's the thing. We got good players. So if we sustain drives, I just think every touch you get the ball in our hands, I just feel like it's opportunity. It speaks about opportunity. And obviously a lot of good things about possession. So, yeah, we do. I'm glad to hear that. But really, the stat that I'm most interested in is points. We got to score more points. And that's what we talked about this week. We got to be better in the red zone. We got to eliminate the miscues. And we got to pay attention to the details that will get us back on track in the red zone.
And then on Rock, did he have his appendix taken out or a procedure? Could you shed any more light on that?
Yeah, he just had a procedure that I'm really not going to shed any more light on, but we're optimistic that he's healing quickly and we'll be back soon.
Jim Ayala.
Yeah, Frank, obviously there was a lot of discussion about the sun and the roof being open at Lucas Oil. I was just curious, obviously, T.Y. and the Colts, you guys contend with the same roof that the opponent does, but how much goes into that in decision? And do you get to kind of make the call on Sunday morning, or how does that work for you?
No. Listen, as we say, the SOP, the standard operating procedure is early in the year when we can open up the roof is going to be open. There's one person who makes that decision, and that's the big boss. And, we go with whatever he says, and we're good either way. It's the same for both teams. I think it's cool that we got that roof. And so, I think the mindset is, hey, when we can open it, we're going to open it. Is the sun a factor at times? Yeah, but the stadium's been open since 2008. The roof's been open quite a bit. Did Ty lose that ball in the sun? Yes, he lost the ball in the sun. I mean, it was a fluke that he lost it in the sun, but he did. But that happens. But you don't worry about that. You just let Mr. Irsay make the call that he's going to make. And I tell them every week, you just open, close. It doesn't matter to us. We're good.
And last one, Stephen Holder.
That was literally going to be my question. So, yeah. I guess the only follow-up would be like, how much, if any, input do you offer? Does he ask? Do you care? I don't know.
Stephen. Yes. I mean, I will jokingly sometimes say, if I know it's going to be a little windy, even though the stadium closes off the wind a little bit, I will occasionally say, drop a hint. Well, if there's any consideration to closing it this week, I'd be okay with that. I'm not sure my opinion matters a whole lot. No, but no, Mr. Irsay is great. If I have an opinion, he'll listen to it and we'll talk it through. But, and we do, I actually think sometimes, how strong of an arm does the opposing quarterback have that we play? I mean, yes, I think so. If I do think there are instances where I might say, hey, here's my reason why I would like the roof open. If we're playing a quarterback who has a below average arm and it's a little bit breezy or it's a little bit cooler, ask any quarterback, they'd rather play in a closed dome. Okay. So factors like that do go into it. When they come into play, which isn't a whole lot, I do voice my opinion.
All right. Jim, go ahead and follow up, and then Chap, I'll get to you. Okay.
I was just going to ask about Phillip then. Does he have an opinion on this? I know it's early in his Colts career, but just out of curiosity.
He's like, I think he's like, I haven't asked him, but I'm just assuming he's like every other quarterback I've been around. And considering he's played in San Diego and LA his whole career, he's used to playing in the good weather. But Phillip's arm is still live. I mean, he's still got it. You guys have seen it, even in 2 games. So I don't worry about that with him. It's just, if you ask a quarterback, sure, give me perfect conditions.
All right. Last one, Mike Chappell.
Yeah, Frank, Jim asked earlier about or I guess, Kevin, the 3 and outs and the time of possession and all that. I know all these stats are intertwined. Time of possession, is that overblown or does that reflect something?
I think yes to both of those. I mean, sometimes it is overblown. If you're an explosive offense and you got really big and you got big plays, it's all, it's about points per drive. If you had to say, pick one thing that you could look at, it's about points per drive, whether that happens in 2 minutes or whether that happens in 10 minutes. How efficient are you scoring points at the end of the day? That's really what matters.